Hey, good morning, everybody. It is Chattin with CHAP, and I am your host, Ginger Wade, and we are back with a fun show today. I have some questions to answer for you, and I have more information about the Midwinter Conference to share with you, some reminders and some deadlines that you want to be made aware of. But first, before I answer those questions, we're going to answer the questions of people who have written in recently with some good questions that I'm sure there's more people out there who need these answers. So I am anxious to share these answers with you all so that you can feel more comfortable with your homeschool journey. So the first question that came in is, I'm going to be talking about this on convention actually, but the question was about math. So the mom had written in, was really concerned for her daughter. She struggles with math, and she was wondering how on earth she's going to get all the requirements in for graduation, in time for graduation. Like, how is she going to get all of this done? So I took a moment and shared with her what the law says about the math requirements. So let's review that today. What does the law say? So I'll read it off of homeschoolpennsylvania.org. If you go to the secondary section, it has this out in bullet points really nicely. So the PA state law requires that to graduate, the high school student covers the following topics. And in that list, it's got English, science, math, and social studies. It says 3 years of math. So the nice thing about this is the word years. The reason it doesn't say credits or books or something else like that is that it was given to the supervisor to decide what a year is. People can easily say a credit is 120 hours, a book is a book, you finish the book and then you're done. But years, that's determined by the parent. So that is really great, gives us some flexibility. I personally have had children who struggled and needed to take extra time to get through one book, and in the end the one book covered 1.5 to 2 years of a math credit for them. So a book doesn't necessarily mean 1 year. It also doesn't necessarily mean 1 credit. If they put tons of hours into that work, one book could mean 2 credits. Or half a credit if they don't do that much, if you're counting credits by hours. Again, that's up to the supervisor. So, and then she was concerned about what types of math. So algebra is a struggle. She was concerned about getting to algebra 2, and how on earth are we going to get geometry in there? And so I shared with her what the law says. Again, I'll read it to you. The junior, senior high list of requirements includes, and this is just the math portion, mathematics to include general mathematics, algebra, and geometry. And then later it says, electives at the discretion of the supervisor may include trigonometry. That was one of the things listed there. So that means you do not have to have your child take trigonometry, but the law does say your child must have some amount of general mathematics, algebra, and geometry. So you'll notice that in the law it doesn't say how much. It doesn't say a full book. It doesn't say 36 weeks. It doesn't say 1 credit. It doesn't say how much of each of these your student should have. So general math, algebra, and geometry. It doesn't say algebra 2. It says algebra. So if you have a student that really struggles with math, as long as they've been exposed to some algebra, that's okay. And you might find that they really like geometry because it's totally different. Who knows? You just don't know. And sometimes students, as they get older, are more able to process those types of concepts. So as they're older, it's actually easier for them than when they were younger. So again, geometry, you could expose your student to a little bit of geometry. It doesn't have to be a certain number of days. Shooting pool is a great way to practice geometry concepts. But yeah, so that hopefully will take the burden off for those of you who have a student who struggles. I suggested stewardship too, taking Matthew C. has a good stewardship class, or a Dave Ramsey financial course. with lots of like business math and living math, budgeting, doing tips, doing taxes, those sorts of things, crunching numbers in that type of way. Those are good math courses to have also. So hopefully that's a good explanation of the math requirement and alleviates any stress or strain. But again, like I said, I will be talking on this subject at the convention in June, so you can stop by and see me then. Okay, next question or comment was that the evaluator site was broken. So all y'all, if you have been out there looking for groups and evaluators and other searchy type things on our website, they have been broken, but they are fixed now. So if you were out there and you're like, and you haven't bothered to go back because it was broken and acting weird, well, it's all fixed. It's all better. You can let everybody know all of our searches are available. And by the way, if you are an evaluator or you're just starting to get evaluated and you want to get listed so more people can find you, please go out there to the resources page under the evaluators and sign up as an evaluator. We'll get you out there because we are coming on to evaluation season. And I know for a fact we need more evaluators. I know for a fact. Some big time evaluators have retired, leaving like literally 1,000 families looking for an evaluator. So do not be shy. If you are evaluating and you want people to find you, let us know about you. Also, groups, if you are a group leader, new groups, old groups, and you want to be listed with CHAP, please let us know. We want people to be able to find you. I know some groups don't want to be found, but if you want to be found, please sign up again at the resources tab with the groups section and sign up so that people can find you and get the support that they need on their homeschooling journeys. Also is the mentoring tab out there. If you have lots of experience, or even if you don't have lots of experience, but you find yourself talking to people about your experience and encouraging them, maybe you need to consider being a mentor. If you're the person that everybody goes to and says, oh, hey, let me talk to you about this, maybe you need to get on there and become a CHAP mentor so you can be encouraging people who really need someone to bolster them. So that's another option out there on the resources tab. Okay, and I did get a question about convention. Someone was asking about what vendors come to convention. So we do have lots of vendors signing up for convention, which is happening in June. They are continuing to register and sign up every day, but we do not have the website out yet. So once the website is out, which will be March 1st, you will be able to check out the vendor list there. The whole vendor listing will be on the convention site, and you can go out there and read it and check it out and get all the information that you need about who will be at the convention, so you can check out their curriculum. We have some really great, awesome vendors coming this year, so you will be excited to hear about that. So now my questions kind of get over into midwinter questions. So I think before I answer my last question, which is regarding vendors at Midwinter, I do want to just share some other information about Midwinter, the Midwinter Conference. So if you do not know, CHAP and Building Faith Families over the past few years have been holding a Midwinter Conference. And a number of years ago, we just really realized the need for encouragement in winter. Like if you're looking outside my window today, it's gray, it's raining, it's icy, there's sleet on the ground. My kids have been walking around the house like, I'm so bored, right? And people are starting to bounce off the walls because you can't get outside. Or you can get outside, but it's not as nice. Like today, it'd be pretty yucky to be outside today. So you can't get the sunshine that you need, and it's getting tough. February is tough. I find that February is tough, and here we are. What is it? It's, I don't know, the second week in February. We've still got 2 weeks to go yet. So the Midwinter Conference was designed to encourage you as the supervisor, as the parents of the children, through the rest of the year to get to convention, where we get you set up for next year. You can check out the curriculum and stuff like that. But Midwinter is for that encouragement and it has been wonderful the past few years. So that is why there is a Midwinter Conference. It is happening next weekend. I almost said this weekend, but I remembered that this is February 11th. It's happening next weekend, February 21st and 22nd at the Farm and Home Center in Lancaster. And it will be full of connection opportunities and encouragement from people. It's smaller than convention. We have it set up so that you have time to ask questions and interact with people and just spend time with the speakers there. So that is going to be super cool. All of our speakers, who I have them listed here, let's see, where are they? I don't have them listed, but I think I can say them off the top of my head. Oh, here it is. Andrew Pudawa from IEW, Kevin Bowden, Steve and Ethan Demi will be there. Gretchen Rowe, Bridget Anderson, Ray D'Agostino, who is a Lancaster County Commissioner, and myself will be speaking. And we have so many encouraging things to share with you. Kevin Bowden will be up there from HSLDA. He will be there on Friday. And Andrew Pudawa will be there on Saturday sharing wonderful things. If you missed Rose's podcast last week where she interviewed him, go listen to it. It is so good. Andrew's just so encouraging, and he has just such a gentle manner, and it's so wonderful to listen to him speak. So we do have something new this year called the Mix and Mingle Lunch. So we have a 2-hour time slot for lunchtime, and all the speakers are going to be there. They're all going to be there and be available. Us CHAP folks will be there and be available. The vendors will be available, specifically for you to have time to ask questions, to connect, to sit around the table and have lunch. As a matter of fact, when you register, you have the option of choosing an R&K sub lunch meal. And part of that will be a fundraiser for us. We earn a little bit of money on each sub meal that we sell. But that gives you the opportunity. It will be delivered there in the morning. It will be handed out there, so you don't even have to leave the building. You can grab your sub, grab someone to sit and talk to, sit at a table, enjoy your meals together, and have discussions over what you've heard in the morning or questions that are burning in your spirit that you need to have answers to. So that is new, and we're very excited about that. And the thing about those lunches is you have to order by this Friday. On Valentine's Day at midnight, the lunch registration will close. And the reason is we got to tell R&K what our sub orders are so they can prepare. So registration will remain open through the 20th, but you can only order the lunchtime subs up until this Friday night at midnight. Valentine's Day at midnight. Make sure you order your subs. Okay, so the next question was about vendors. But you know what? Since we're talking about food, I'm going to mention coffee and water. We are going to supply coffee and water because I know all y'all's out there need your coffee. And if you guys have seen me and Sarah speaking before, Sarah, our convention coordinator, she runs on coffee. So she is making sure that there is coffee there this year. So that will be great. So we will be supplying that. If you choose not to have the sub meal, you can bring your own. There is no rule at the Farm and Home Center about bringing your own food. Like, you can bring your own food. That is totally fine. Or you can pop out. We're right there in Lancaster. There's many restaurants very close by. You can get some food or even have something Grubhubbed in or Ubered or whatever. So you can get yourself some food. So anyway, that covers the food stuff. So vendors, let's talk about vendors. Someone did ask. There are a few vendors at Midwinter. It's nothing like convention. It's very few vendors will be there, but there will be a few to encourage you on your way. The ones we have thus far is Demi Learning will be there, IEW, Lamplighter, Johnny and Jay Books. We'll have Worldview Institute, which is a gap year program that looks fabulous. I highly suggest you bring your teenager just so they can talk to them. Beloved Chronicles, Raising Courageous Boys, Constitution Applied, and we have some potential more volunteers coming in before the event happens. So we do not have a teen track this year, but we will be having civics-minded talks. So specifically, Ray D'Agostino's talk will be great for teens to go to. And again, like I said, the CHAP, the gap year program that's going to be here for you to talk to people. So those are the things that are available for teens to be doing this year at the Midwinter Conference. So what are the topics? What is it that we're going to be talking about? Well, like I said, encouragement. We are going to be encouraging you, giving you the soul care that you need, giving you the tips that you need, the encouragement that you need. And I tell you what, this is not just for moms. A lot of our speakers, like I read, there's 3 of us ladies and the rest are guys, and these men are just bringing some wonderful talks this year about being a dad and homeschooling and how to connect with their families, how to connect with their wives. Guys, dads out there, please come to this conference. There is so much for you. And at this point in time, we're not recording. So your wives can't grab a recording and bring it home for you to listen to later. You've got to come. You've got to come. Please, guys, it's worth your time. It's good for your marriage. It's good for your parenting. And it's good for you in encouraging your wife if she's the one homeschooling, or encouraging yourself if you're the one doing the homeschooling. This is just as valuable to the men out there as it is to the women. So guys, seriously, you really need to be coming out and checking out what is going on. We will be having a discussion on the state of homeschooling in the nation. That's what Kevin Bowden is coming up to talk about on Friday morning. Big stuff here, guys. You need to be aware of what is going on in the homeschool realm across the nation. It's very different because we're in Pennsylvania. What we experience is different than what other states experience, but you need to be aware of what's going on. So that's going to be a really good and informative time for you to bring your questions. If you have questions for HSLDA, legal questions, or questions about changing the law in Pennsylvania, anything like that, bring them. Kevin will be here to answer them. We're going to have faith-related homeschool. We're going to have special needs talks. And non-traditional family. Gretchen's going to talk about homeschooling in a non-traditional family setting, and her stuff is so encouraging. Let me tell you, you are going to just come back refreshed and very encouraged. Like I said before, we're going to have some civics discussion, some language arts discussion. There's going to be a few vendors there, so you can talk. We'll have a math vendor and lots of reading vendors and language arts vendors, possibly a science vendor coming in. So there's going to be a little bit of that, not a lot, but a little bit, so you can get some of those nitty-gritty academic things discussed with the vendors and stuff if you would like to, but it's not a lot of sessions on that. That's not the purpose of this conference. It is for encouragement. So Midwinter at chaponline.com is where you want to go, Midwinter at chaponline.com. Like I said, as of now, we are not going to be recording any sessions. If you are a recording genius or guru and you would love to help us get that job done, we would love to talk to you. I think we might have equipment to be able to record, but it's a matter of having people, time, bandwidth to get it done. So if you would like to see these sessions recorded for Midwinter, hey, let us know. Drop us a line, staff@chaponline.com. I'd like to talk to you. We would love to have these things recorded, but it does take volunteer hours to get the work done. So that is what I have to say about Midwinter Conference. Again, it is happening February 21st and 22nd, coming up very soon. And if you are planning on registering and ordering subs for lunch, please do it now. Today is Tuesday. And this coming Friday, Valentine's Day, I know you know Valentine's Day, at midnight, lunch registration will be closed. You cannot order lunches after Friday. You can register for the event itself, but you won't be able to order subs after Friday night. So get your sub orders in. And women out there, if you are listening, because I know my audience is mostly, if not all, women, please tell your guys to come along. Tell the men out there that you know are homeschooling or involved in homeschooling. Someone, grandkids, if they're a teacher in a homeschool thing, whatever, if they're a teacher in a co-op, tell them to come out to get some encouragement, to get some wisdom from these men who are going to be speaking. So I can't wait to meet you. I can't wait to see you there. Last year, I had some kids come up and take a photo with me. It was so awesome. I love that. So come up and say hi. I'm very happy to chat with you and answer your questions. And I will be giving 2 talks. So go check out what is happening, midwinter.chaponline.com, and we will see you in a week and a half. So take care, everybody. Hang in there. We are about halfway through February. Can't even believe it. So, yeah, we'll see you next weekend. Thanks for tuning in. Bye now.